Welcome back. This is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel where we get Islam busted and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, busted on a regular basis. In today's or tonight's episode, depending on which time you will be viewing this, we will be getting the Muslim cheerleader, aka Muslim warrior. We will be getting him busted once again. And this time, we are getting him busted on a mistake that's in the Quran. It's a very huge mistake, which undoubtedly proves that the Quran cannot be a book from God. Because we all know that God doesn't make mistakes. So let's read the comment from the Abdul. Okay. We were speaking about, I left a comment and I said, as you see, I said, now you bring up Mary delivering a child, but if Allah was all knowing, why did he get the genealogy of Mary wrong, Abdul? Okay. Now, let's see the response of Muslim cheerleader, aka Muslim warrior. And he said, don't be a beach. Allah never got genealogy of Mary wrong. We already proved that the word sister of Aaron means descendant of Aaron. That's the excuse the Muslims use. Wow. Then he leaves a verse, Quran 7:38, and it reads, Allah will say, enter among nations which had passed on before you of jinn and mankind into the fire. Every time a nation enters, it will curse its sister previous nation. Okay, I guess he is leaving this Surah 738 as evidence that when the Quran calls Mary the sister of Aaron, in some convoluted, silly way in his mind, he is making a false equivalency. I guess he's trying to say because it's saying sister nation, then he's trying to equate this verse, some stupid, I don't know, Abdul's stupid reasoning. He always does this. He makes these stupid false equivalencies that makes no sense. So in his mind, he's doing some great genius apologetic work right now. I mean, he thinks he's really giving me the end all to the end all right here. I mean, he's showing me this verse, and this is the proof that when it says Mary is the sister of Aaron, you see, because right here in 738, it's saying that the nation enters, it will curse its sister, the previous nation. So it's using the word sister in a metaphorical way or a allegorical way, however. But that's not what it's meant when it says that Aaron is the sister of Mary. And we're going to show you with the Quran why Abdul is wrong once again. Okay. And then Abdul, he showed me a hadith. And we're just going to go with what he posted. I'm not going to even go research it because this is the evidence that he posted. Now, it is Mughira B. Shuba reported, when I came to Najran, the Christians of Najran, asked me, you read, O sister of Harun, which is the Arabic version for Aaron in the Bible. You read, O sister of Harun, i.e. Hadrat Maryam. It's talking about Maryam. In the Quran, whereas Moses was born much before Jesus. When I came back to Satan's messenger, I asked him about that, whereupon he said, the people of the old used to give names to their persons after the names of apostles and pious persons who had gone before them. Now, this is very ridiculous, and let's explain this hadith. Basically, the Christians realized that Muhammad made a mistake. And the mistake was the Quran is saying that Aaron is the sister of Mary. Okay? The Christians pointed it out. And then when word got back to Muhammad, he didn't know what to say. So he had to come up with something like off the fly. He had to just make something up. And his response to them was, let's read it. When I came back to Satan's messenger, I asked him about Aaron being the sister of Mary, whereupon he said, the people of the old age used to give names to their persons or descendants after the names of apostles and pious persons who had gone before them. Now, let's break down why this wouldn't make sense to begin with. Because, number one, Aaron and Mary were not even from the same tribes. Okay? So that gets it wrong right there. Okay? Also, what Muhammad just stated is absolutely false. And I challenge Muslim Warrior. Now, here's the thing. Why did the Christians, who were closer to the Jews, why had they never heard of anything like that? Why didn't they hear of anything about people in the old times, the Jews, naming their relatives after people who came before them, like calling them the names of someone who came before them? The Christians never heard of anything like that. Also, they would have known from the Jews. Okay, so this is just Muhammad making something up, and Abdul is using this as evidence, and he's going, see, you're busted, you're wrong, this is what Muhammad said. But last I checked, Muhammad was from the Quraysh. He was from the Quraysh tribe. He was an Arab. How would he know about what Jews did? He didn't speak Hebrew. He couldn't read. He couldn't write. So how would he know what Jews, how would he know the Jewish traditions? There's a hadith, and it's a hadith where Muhammad was standing up at a funeral, and a Jewish woman walked by, and she said, this is how we do. And then Muhammad said, sit down, act differently from them. So if he knew all of this stuff about the traditions of the Jews and everything, why he didn't know that Jews stand up during a funeral? And why did it take a Jewish woman to walk by and say, this is how we do? And then Muhammad told him, he said, sit down, act differently from them. And why didn't Allah tell him in advance that the Jews stood up during the funeral? Why did it take a Jewish woman to show him that this is how we do? And then he said, sit down and act differently from them. So my point is, tying that into what this hadith is saying, if Muhammad knew that much about Jewish traditions, why he didn't know about they were standing up? They stood up during the funeral. So that's proof that this is a bunch of BS. The Christians would have known that this was a tradition. And I challenge Muslim Warrior or any Muslim to show us a source coming out of Jewish history saying that they named their relatives, that they called each other after the names of their relatives. It's absolutely garbage. So don't give me some hadith as evidence for Jewish history. I'm not buying that. We don't buy that. That's a bunch of BS. Now, Abdul, Muslim cheerleader, was saying that I was wrong. You know, let's go back up. He was saying, "Don't be a beach. Allah never got genealogy of Mary wrong. Ah ha ha ha. We already proved that the word sister of Aaron means descendant of Aaron. Ah ha ha ha." So they was just calling Mary, oh, sister of Aaron, and Aaron lived over 1,000 years before Mary. Now let me tell you what the real reason was why Muhammad was referring to Mary, or why the Quran was referring to Mary as the sister of Aaron. Because when you read the Bible, Mary in the Bible, his name is not Imran, it's Amram. And he had sons. Moses and Aaron were brothers, and they had a sister named Miriam. So Muhammad, he heard this story, and he got the genealogy of Amram in the Bible, who was the father of Moses and Aaron, and who had the sister Miriam. He got that genealogy mixed up with the Maryam of the New Testament, the mother of Jesus. So that's where the confusion came from in the mind of Muhammad. He didn't know the difference. He was stupid. He was illiterate like Muslim cheerleader. So that's where the problem came in. Now it's time to use the Quran to get Muslim cheerleader busted. So let's go to Surah 335 and 36. And we're going to prove by using the Quran that it was not just a saying, which was the reason for why they were calling Mary the sister of Aaron. We're going to show you that it was literal, not figurative. It was literal. So let's read, and this is Sahih International, Surah 335. You looking, Muslim cheerleader? Clean your eyes out. Say Inshallah 3 times before you read this. Look, Muslims, look, Abdul. Now I'm about to read Surah 335. You looking? Mention, O Muhammad, when the wife of Imran said. What did it say? Mention, O Muhammad, when the wife of Imran said. I thought it was just a saying. No, it was his wife. Now let's read. Mention, O Muhammad, when the wife of Imran said, my Lord, indeed I have pledged to you what is in my womb, consecrated for your service. So accept this from me. Indeed, you are the hearing, the knowing. Now let's go to 336. But when she delivered her, she said, my Lord, I have delivered a female, and Allah was most knowing of what she delivered. And the male is not like the female. And I have named her Mary, and I seek refuge for her in you and for her descendants from Shaitan, like the Muslims say, the expelled from the mercy of Allah. Busted. And you see this prayer she made where she says, and I seek refuge for her in you and for her descendants from Shaitan. You see? And that's why you have that hadith that says that at childbirth, Satan, he touches, according to the Muslims and the hadith, it says that the reason why children cry at birth is because Satan touches every child at birth, with the exception of Isa and Mary, because of that prayer that you see. And that is proof that Mary is not called the sister of Aaron for saying, but she is literally, according to the Quran, the daughter of Imran and his wife. Read it again. Mention old Muhammad. When the wife of Imran said, the wife of who? Imran. And who did they have? Let's read who they had. Who was the child she delivered? But when she delivered her, she said, my Lord, I have delivered a what? A female. A what? A female. And Allah was most knowing of what she delivered. And the male is not like the female. And I have named her what? What, Abdul? I have named her what? Mary. Boom. And that's all we have for you today. And this is Brother Jacob. And this is the False Prophet channel, where we get Islam busted and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, busted on a regular basis. So we just proved that the Quran is wrong when it says that, when Muslims try to say that Mary is the sister of Aaron, and they try to say the reason why she was called that is because of the excuse that Abdul gave, that the descendants of great people, they would call each other, the names of people who lived before them. We just proved that that is a lie by utilizing the Quran against them. These are not my words. These are the words of the uncreated Quran. So Abdul, Muslim cheerleader, you are busted. You are busted. You are busted. And like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Leave your comments below. And this is Brother Jacob. And this is the False Prophet channel, where we get Islam busted and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, busted on a regular basis. And we are out.